days of blissness. We are doing our vision board challenge, and today is day 8, where we are talking about a terror barrier goal. Now, a few days ago, I asked you what your easy stop playing small goal is. In other words, what a goal would be if you were to just be like, okay, I know I can easily do this, right? And mine was getting my next book out into the world. Now, today, your mission, thank you for the thumbs up, Goddess Jordan. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, Merry Blissness, Goddess Allison, is what is your terror barrier goal? The goal that makes you say, oh, snap, I don't know if I can do that. Grateful day, Goddess Jordan. Afternoon, Goddess Dawn. Greetings, Goddess Angelina. We are talking today about your terror barrier goal. And I also will be unboxing my 2018 planner for you, which you can get at manifestyouryearplanner.com. Yay! Thank you for the hearts, my goddesses. Thank you for the hearts. Yes. So a terror barrier goal is something that makes you feel terror. It makes you feel fearful, makes you feel like, okay, if I do this, this might break me. Thank you so much for the hearts, right? We know, all of us here in the room, as a tribe, that for us, we can easily fake the funk and look like we have a whole lot going on when inside we know that we are still playing small. Can I get a witness? We can make it look like, okay, she's on and popping. She's on her game. She's moving forward. When you know that your real pace where you could go is like zoom, and you're like, tiptoeing out there because you are terrified. Blessings, Goddess Micheline. Yay, Goddess Jordan says she wants to share a women's awareness campaign with me. Yes, well, this is the place, my love. Hello, Goddess Neve, and bonsoir, Goddess Mireille from Paris. Yes, so we are talking terror barrier goals. Let's hear them, ladies. What is your terror barrier goal for 2018? Ashe, Goddess Angelina. Let me share with y'all a little story time before I unbox the Manifest Your Year Planner, manifestyouryearplanner.com. Let me share with y'all a little story time. So a few years ago it was 2014 when I published the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love. And I have spoken in other forums about how giving birth to that book for me was really challenging because I was telling some business, right? I was talking about some family secrets. I was going to say things that were going to make people I love uncomfortable. Thank you for the hearts, right? And I grew up being, like many of you, a good little people pleaser. You know, I want people to love me. I want people to be happy. I don't want to make waves. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. And so it was a terror by itself to push out a lot of that book. And then, when it came to doing my live event, the live celebration party to launch the book, where you should be like excited, like, yeah, my book is here, I was terrified because I was going to get up in front of a crowd and be like, here's some things some people messed up in the raising of me. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying? So let me just tell y'all this real talk. Like, I've not discussed this all the way through anywhere. So, as we're getting closer and closer to this launch event that was supposed to be in Brooklyn, New York, at this awesome space with a couple of hundred people, and I had speakers, different women. Thank you for the support and the hearts. I appreciate it. I need it right now. Different speakers. I had one speaker who was going to represent each chapter because the chapters have different interviews with amazing women. And by the way, right now, it's for the next 24 hours until winter solstice, you can still get your free copy of Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love on smashwords.com. So I had the speakers lined up. I had the cake lined up, y'all. I had a cake that was coming with a picture of my face and the book cover on it. And I had been terrified. This book challenged me, terror all the way. First, I was going to put a model on the cover of this book. Yes, real talk. And then one of my mentors, Carol, thank you for the hearts, who writes the Ask E. Jean column for Elle magazine, said, why are you putting her on your book cover and you're cuter than she is? Right? And I was like, well, I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable like putting myself on the book cover. This is just 2014. It is now 2017, right? How fast can growth happen? Because now I'm like, yes, cheese, yes, let's take the next shot, right? So anyway, so I have the event all lined up to launch the Sacred Bombshell Handbook of Self-Love. Yes, Goddess Neat says she got hers this morning. Excellent. ManifestYourYearPlanner.com. We're going to talk about it. And y'all, the place burns down. The place in Brooklyn, a disgruntled employee burned this spot to the ground. As God as my witness, a disgruntled employee burned the spot to the ground. So the woman who was planning the event, she then offered me, I'm trying to remember what the name of the spot is. It's a really famous Ashanti, the name is escaping me, but my Brooklynites know, Ashanti owned like bed and breakfast in New York. And she was like, look, I have a connection with these people. We can move your event over there. You know, I'm really sorry this happened. You know, my sister even jokingly said, Goddess Damali, my sister even jokingly, she's like, did you burn the place to the ground because you were so scared to have your event? I'm like, no, I burned the place to the ground. So anyway, she's like, here's an alternative place, you know, call them up. They know what happened. Tell them that you were going to have your thing at this spot, and they will make a way for you to very easily, very inexpensively switch from point A to point B and derail everything. My loves, you know what I said? No, I don't want to inconvenience y'all. I see what happened. Your spot burned down. I don't want to call these other people. It looks like y'all have a lot going. I will move my event online. It's all good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I felt relief. I really and truly did. I felt relief because I was so terrified about this event and about these people like and who are gonna, you know, come from my family and come and sit there in the audience and me reading this book and what were they gonna think and what are people gonna say and what are people gonna feel and are people gonna be mad at me and, you know, are people gonna not love me? You know, that's what we're all afraid of deep down inside. Two primal human fears. Am I enough and am I lovable? Two primal human fears, no matter who you are, at the base of whatever it is, whatever you feel is holding you back. Two primal human fears. Am I enough? And am I going to be lovable? And so I moved the event into being an online event under the guise, because I had now a good excuse. Before I didn't have a good excuse to cancel the event, but now I had a very good excuse because the place burnt down. What can I do? I don't want to inconvenience them and now try to do a last minute switch. No problem. That's too stressful for everybody. And, you know, did a whole like online thing that was still pretty dope, you know, with the speakers and everything like that. But the real deal, the real story that only I knew and my sister knew and my mama knew and my best friend knew was that I was terrified. I was terrified because I didn't want to get out there and disappoint. I didn't want to get out there and let anybody else down. I didn't want to get out there and let myself down. And what if I got out there and had this big event and shined so brightly and then it was a flop? What if I got out there and had this big event and shined so brightly and then nobody showed up? And I had now all of these speakers. What if I got out there and had this big event and my family said, you know, how dare you talk about us in this book? You know, we hate you, you know? And these were the very real fears that I had. And so for me, being in the safe space of broadcasting from my living room, you know, with the speakers, you know, now in a living room kind of basis, you know, felt safer. It felt so much safer. And I remember even when, you're welcome, Goddess Jordan. Even when my sister-in-law, I remember she tuned in for one of the events and she was like, I subscribed and I tuned in my head. I was like, why did you, like, nobody invited you to tune in. Nobody invited you to subscribe. It's online now. So now y'all don't have to come. Like my family, like you don't have like, well, I put it all in my calendar and with my work schedule, I'm trying to work out so I could, attend your online. And I'm like, well, no, you don't need to do all of that. It's okay. I will let you know when I have, when I reschedule the in-person event, which I knew I wasn't rescheduling because I knew I was terrified. And then all that to say, the book then was nominated for Best Self-Help at the African American Literary Awards in the same category with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Ian Levant Sant. And it was really kind of like surreal, it was really kind of surreal, like it was really crazy, The other person in the category was Russell Simmons, but I'm not talking about him right this minute. But my name and my picture was there then in this category with these people that, elders, like people that I look up to, people that I read their stuff and I learn from. And, I thought about like Ian Levant Sant and like how I carried her book in my bag like all through college and like read her stuff, and it was solace to me. And now my name was next to hers. And I always thought up until that point that it was like BS when people would say it was an honor to be nominated, but it really was like an honor to be nominated, but then I was still scared. I was still terrified, and then I still, didn't like go to the thing because obviously I was just nominated. I wasn't going to win like these amazing people, like, like how did my name get there? And like, all of that. And then I won. We won as a tribe, like all of us, we won. Ian Levant Sant, Bishop T.D. Jakes, and the other guy, and we won. And it was so amazing because to me, it wasn't that I won against them. They all won because they all played a part in the making of me. Like, does that make sense? And so what I learned from all of that was that the fear barrier, the terror barrier that I had created, we all know that fear is an illusion. We all know, we can all say, repeat by heart, false evidence appearing real. We know the stuff, right? There's a difference, though, between information and transformation. There's a difference, though, between having the facts and experiencing it, living it, having it in, as Goddess Neith said, your womb truth, right? And so that's what that experience helped to shift for me. It shifted my womb truth about fear, about courage, about what I was capable of. And I was so proud of myself because even through all of the fear, I just kept moving forward. And that's how we break the terror barrier. It's not from, standing on the outside and being like, oh my goodness, I wish I could, like, some of the letters this year that I received that broke my heart, people send me lots of like amazing emails every day. But the ones that like really, really got to me were people who, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Like, for example, like after the Bali retreat, was closed. The doors were closed. It was full. Like no more people could come. And people were emailing me and saying, oh my God, I really wanted to come with you on this retreat, but I was too scared. I wish I would have. I wish I could have. And if it had been up to me to be nominated for the African American Literary Awards, I wouldn't have gotten nominated because I would be too fearful to even like have imagined, such a thing, so I wouldn't even have gotten nominated. Like there's certain things you imagine and certain things that you just don't even imagine. Like I remember when, going way back when Barack Obama first won the presidency. And I remember people saying to me, like, some of my, white friends said to me, they were like, did you ever imagine, like, isn't this amazing that did you imagine there could be a Black president? And I was like, I couldn't even imagine there'd be 2 Black co-hosts on The View. Like my view, as expansive as I've tried to make it, still in a lot of ways has been limited by my experience, being this woman in this body in this world. And, you know, for a lot of us, even when we go out with our best hopes and our best wishes and best dreams, and then the world still says to you, you are not enough, right? It has an impact on you. It still affects you, even with your best effort. But what I want to say to you is that you have something greater in you. You have something greater within you that is bigger than anything, any voice on the outside of you, any voice. And that terror barrier, you know, that false evidence appearing real, like, let's think about what that means, like false evidence appearing real. You know, when I put together this vision board, this business vision board challenge, and I bought the domain name unblockmyvision.com, like those words, like by itself, like I was like, oh man, like this is like some deep stuff right here. Like just the words unblock my vision, like that is a prayer and a half by itself, right? That is exactly like what we are here in the room together doing. Like that's a prayer. Like if we could just wake up every day and just be like, okay, new day, unblock my vision, please. Unblock my vision. Unblock my vision. Unblock the lies I would tell about myself. Unblock the stories I would make up about why I cannot. Unblock the ways that I limit myself and try to squeeze myself into an old idea or an old vision. Unblock the ways that I try to please others and make other people happy and try to make myself be enough. You cannot make yourself be enough. You cannot, because you're already enough. You're already enough, you know? And it's really funny because next year I am launching my first life coach certification so that people will be able to be a spiritualista certified life coach through me, because, you know, I have seen a lot of things in certification programs that I feel like, I'm like, you know, anytime you're looking at something else and you're going, somebody should do that better. Somebody should do that in a more empowering way. Somebody should do that in a way that people don't feel like they need a certification in order to be a better human being because they already are enough. Somebody should do that in a way that empowers people to be able to, empowers women to be able to create their own businesses where it's not a side hustle and they're able to stand in their abundance and take care of themselves and their family in a prosperous way and still have their ministry. Somebody should. Anytime you are having that idea, somebody should, that's a terror barrier goal. Somebody should do that. No, somebody is you and somebody is me, right? Like Goddess Allison just said, if God be for you, right, who in the world could be against you? So that for me was a terror barrier goal. You know, even like I have to be honest with you, like, you know, I'm so excited that the Goddess Pray Love retreat is my second international retreat, and we're going to Belize, and we're going to be there on the summer solstice and change our lives. And this year in Bali, and thank you for the hearts, I believe many of you will be there with me, right? And this year when I had my first international retreat in Bali with the most amazing group of women, I mean, it's just selfish, to be honest with you, to be there with these women that I would want to just hang out with and chill in my backyard. But because we can't do that, we are in Bali together, right? The most incredible women. And, you know, when I was planning that retreat and I had the vision and the whole thing was there, and I heard that that was what I was supposed to be doing, right? Because it was scared, you know, because I was scared, let me own it, because I was scared, you know, I hooked up with a partner who was awesome, and bless her, and I'm thankful, and I consider her a friend, right? And since I've coached her and she's learned and she's coached me and learned a lot from each other. But I entered into that partnership because I was scared to do it myself, right? And then the amazing thing happened, which was that all of the goddesses who were there, except for one, you know, came through my tribe. Like I felt, you know, like, okay, well, she's gonna, you know, because again, we put ourselves here, we put everybody else here, you know, I was like, okay, well, she's gonna bring in some amazing people. And all of the amazing people there came through me. You know, they were all my tribe and became our tribe together because it was a joint enterprise and it was all amazing, right? and happen exactly the way that it needs to. But I'm just sharing that with you because a lot of times we think that we cannot do something, or we're not capable of doing something, or if only someone would help me, if only someone would give me a leg up, if only somebody would give me some money or whatever. A lot of us have a victim consciousness, that I heard a lot growing up. A lot growing up, particularly from oppressed groups, people who are immigrants, people of color, Black folk, my Jewish brothers and sisters. A lot of us we see the world through victim colored glasses. The man's trying to hold us down. This person has their foot on my neck. This person has their foot on my back. If only somebody would give me this or give me that or whatever. And you know what? They may think that they have I'm not saying that they're not trying to put their foot on your neck. I am not trying to say that at all. What I'm trying to say is that the neck that they think they have the foot on is not real. It's an illusion, because we are more powerful than all of that. We are all more powerful than all of that. You are the president of your own life. And, try as they might to rip things down and make it harder and tougher for you in a climb like this. You're not climbing like this because you're not climbing from the outside. You're grounded in something greater. You are rooted like the beautiful redwood trees, right? You have power greater than the people who may or may not be trying to undo you can't even understand. And if they can't understand it, they can't do it. They can't undo it. Or as my mother says, if they didn't make you, they can't break you. And you know what? I'm going to add to that. All love to you, Mom. But even if they made you, they can't break you. Right? Even if they made you, they cannot break you. It's just, unless you decide to allow them to. The thems, whether the thems are your fears, other people, other ideas, whatever it is. The terror barrier is an illusion. And the way to break through it is not by waiting until you're no longer afraid. You feel the fear and you take the steps through it. You walk through it. You can't sit in a burning house and wait until you feel courageous enough to escape it. And that's what your fear is. It is a burning house that is holding you back from your mission, from your magic, from your mojo. And you cannot sit there in the burning house waiting until you feel courageous enough to leave it. Get out of it and figure out the rest later. Exit. And grab as many people as you can while you're getting out of there. Y'all get out of there and then you figure it out, right? All right. Yes. Just had to share that with you today because I so believe in you. I so believe in you, and even like today, like I was feeling like cramps and like all kind of stuff. I got Advil over here. I don't even know what a cover is. This Abiola has been my friend for the past 24 hours. Right? And so I was like, okay, I know that I'm having 2 broadcasts tomorrow. We're celebrating winter solstice, having 2 broadcasts. I was like, maybe I need to just cancel today. And then I remembered something that one of my coaching clients told me yesterday when I had an amazing phone call with her. And she was saying that unbeknownst to me, a couple of days ago, she was watching a broadcast and she was just feeling real, like just defeated and down. Some horrible things have happened in her life lately. And, the things that I was saying were speaking to her and speaking to her heart. And it just reminded me that just like with you, your ministry, which is the work that you came to do, your ministry is bigger than you are. Your ministry is bigger than your cramps, your bottle of Advil, or, whatever it is. And so there's somebody who is waiting for you, someone who is on the other side in an audience or in a course or on the other side of an Instagram or YouTube or Facebook broadcast that is waiting for you. And you don't need to know who that is, and you may never know who that is, but you need to still show up whether it's showing up on the page or showing up and breaking through your terror barrier. Okay? All right. All right. Breath, breath. Thank you, my loves. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. I so love and appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Okay. Thank you for letting me get that out too. All right. So I am going to unbox for you the 2018 Manifest Your Year Planner. Well, first, I'm going to just take a moment, right? Because that was a lot. That was a lot. And I think that it's really important that we acknowledge our milestones, we acknowledge our growth, and it's easy to share when things work out, but it's also really important to share when things don't work out. And it helps others to realize that, okay, you know, if I did it, like I shared all of that with you just to say, you know, if I did it, like, okay, if that chick right there did it, then I can do it too. Whatever it is for you. Whatever it is for you. And it reminded me as well, because like I told you with my vision board, if you've been doing the vision board challenge with us, that my goal is to do at least a book a year. And that's why these books are here. Oops. You know, and so it reminded me to get about my business, right? We got to get about our business. And so whatever your 3 terror barrier goals are, 3 terror barrier goals. Well, you know what? No, we did one stop playing small goal. One big terror barrier goal is